right, guys, so for our first workout, we have a 10-minute Emom. What that means is that every minute on the minute, you are going to perform some specific movements and try to complete those movements as best as mechanically possible and as fast as possible within that minute time. If you get done before the buzzer beeps, then you get to go ahead and get rest before you move to the next round. Essentially, it ends up being, since it's 10-minute Emom, it's 10 total rounds that you're completing. The movements are going to be as follows. You're going to complete 4 body weight push-ups into 8 air squats into 12 double unders. So for the push-ups, we want to make sure that you know that these are different from the hand release push-ups. When we go ahead and get ready to start in our position, we want to ensure that our hands, fingertips are spread wide, and hands are directly underneath shoulders, creating some good shelf and stability for our body. We're going to go ahead and kick those legs out nice and straight. Toes and heels stay fairly tightened together. And instead of a non-active midline where I look like my belly is dropping and drooping, I'm going to tighten everything up, including my shoulders and my belly, and pretend like there's a little bit of a balloon underneath your belly so you get into a hollowed position. For your push-up, the standard is that we drop our chest to the ground all the way. My chest is the only thing that is touching the ground right now, not my belly, not my hips, and not my thighs. My elbows retract back into a triangle tripod position close to the ribs, and I press all the way up to the top position. That would be 1 rep. So I'll show you a couple more. Touch and up, touch and up. We're going to go ahead and have some modifications for those of you that cannot maintain midline stabilization. That means a tight stiff as a board, and or be able to go all the way down and all the way up. So that is going to be a modified push-up. So we would go ahead, plant our hands directly underneath our shoulders, bring our knees back into a position where I can have still a little bit of toe support and lower body support, but I'm still going to use that same, again, format by bringing my chest all the way down to the ground and touching, elbows coming and tracking right next to the rib cage again, and then all the way back up. The process of allowing our knees on the ground allows us to take off some of that weight off of our body so that we're not having to utilize all of our strength in our chest and our shoulders to press out of the push-up. So that's movement number 1. The second movement after you've completed those 4 push-ups are going to be the 8 air squats. So again, after watching your foundationals video, you know that you need to start with feet hip width apart. We're going to go ahead right outside that hip width apart, make sure that our toes are slightly pointed out. We're going to make sure that we feel like we have a good base. Standing up nice and tall, we're going to push our hips back. We're going to send our butt down, and we're going to drive those knees apart as I get to the bottom of my squat. The bottom of my squat is as deep as you can go, but we are looking for you to get your hips below the knee line. As soon as I get to that bottom position, you just stand all the way back up, squeezing the butt at the top. The side view looks like this: down and up, down and up. And again, a couple more for the front view: down, up, up. So for modifications for the air squat, big thing we're looking for is that you guys can keep your weight into your heels. So we want you to sit back like you're sitting for a chair. If you're having difficulties not getting below parallel, go ahead and try to get as low as you can. The goal is, though, is that we eventually do want you to touch all the way down. A good rep is hips below parallel and then all the way back up. But if you're having some inability of strength to be able to get back up, you can always go ahead and squat to a target. So you can pull out just a little chair or a bench, something that you have nearby. Same thing, step out to your air squat stance. That's feet right outside, shoulder width apart. Hips go back, butt goes down. As I maintain my weight into heels, I gently, barely just touch my butt to the seat and stand back right up, thinking, ooh, hot seat. So down and up, down and up. So So that's a good modification for those of you that are having difficulty with the air squat. The last movement is going to be the double unders. You have 12 of them. Double unders means that with your jump rope, you're going to take the revolution around the body 2 times instead of 1 time. So starting with feet directly next to each other, hands are typically going to be down at your sides. As you slowly bring the rope over the body and just jump once, we'd like you to actually go ahead, swing the rope twice, jump a little bit higher, and get that double under. For those of us that don't have a rope, the modifications are going to either be single unders, so you're going to keep toes and heels together, jump up and clap on the sides of the thighs. For every time I jump up, come down, that's the 1 rep, so we'll just do a couple right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we're going to practice double taps to help us get the rhythm of the double unders, we're going to go ahead and keep those toes and heels together again, hands aside. This time we're going to mimic the revolutions of the rope with the wrist with 2 taps to those thighs. You would hear alternating noise with this. It's going to be something like this. So again, for an Emom, the clock's going to start 3, 2, 1, go, and I begin my workout. I have 1 minute to get done with 4 push-ups, 8 air squats, 12 double unders. It should probably take us about 25 seconds or less. The rest of that time is considered rest or recovery. You wait for the next minute buzzer, and then you go again for the second round. You complete this for, again, a total of 10 minutes. To make this workout a little bit more difficult, you could add in a weight, so a dumbbell, or a kettlebell by holding on to it in the front rack position, again by bringing that weight up to shoulders, elbows slightly out in front, stepping out to that air squat stance, and you could squat with a light dumbbell if you want to tune this workout. I want to remind you guys though, again, as we're just starting back into exercising, please listen to your body. I highly recommend that for this workout, because it's only a 10-minute Emom and we're just trying to have you guys get a baseline of just some movements and things like that. We're looking to keep you guys around like a 40-ish to 60th rep range in total right now, just to keep you guys from not getting too sore if you're going to do workouts every day. For those of you that have been keeping up with your CrossFit over the summer each and every day, and you've been doing more volume than that, then great, go ahead and add some weight, make it a little bit more challenging. And then for those of you as well that maybe this is your first time working out, remember the goal is just to move. The goal is just to move, so try not to push the intensity too much and definitely slow your reps down. The biggest thing we want to remind you guys is any workout, when we get ready to do them, warm up properly. So spend about 10 minutes warming up on all of the movements, spend about 10 minutes doing something on the bike or the rower, or go for a jog. Practice the mechanics of the movement by warming up body weight first, and then go ahead and set your clock, do the workout. As soon as you're done, try to stretch, reflect on the movements. How do you feel? Definitely drink some fluids, eat a healthy, balanced diet, and definitely then hopefully you're prepared with enough sleep to recover and attack another workout the next day. I'm ready for questions. Thanks, guys. Have a good workout.